So as if this couldn't get any worse, yeah, I've been fired by my doctor. Imagine your city is gone 100 days with no cases, everything's good, life is back to normal. The pandemic is basically an afterthought at this point, and then all of a sudden, boom, a new case. So at this point, everybody's like, oh, not again, because that's the second time, that's the second wave. And then within 2 days, you hear that 3 hospitals have been locked down because of new cases emerging every day. And then 3 days later, you have to go to the hospital. Yeah, that's my story. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you the whole thing, basically tell you exactly why I've been gone for 2 weeks. A lot of you guys have been asking, hey, what's happening? I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. Some of you guys may not have seen it. I did post in the community that I was basically put in bed for 2 weeks, so that's why I haven't been posting. So also at the end of this video, I'm gonna get into how I was able to pay for the treatment that I've received and healthcare basically while traveling. So stay until the end if you want to know basically how the healthcare system works and how to cover yourself while traveling. So what happened? I'm gonna go back about 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks now, when I was going to this adventure in Central Mountains, and the day before I needed some new swim shorts, and I went to the mall to buy some new shorts. So I went to the mall, picked up about 4 pairs of swim trunks and tried them in the fitting room, and then basically bought one, ended up buying one, and went back home. And so I went about my day, and then at night I looked at my thigh and I noticed three red pimples. Not just small pimples, basically they were very round. So I noticed them in my thigh, and I'm thinking, okay, irritation, maybe it's hot, you know, playing a lot of sports, so I'm thinking it has to do with the heat, you know, because it's in my thigh, so I'm thinking it's something related to the heat or sweating a lot, and so I'm thinking it's gonna go away, that's fine, but it doesn't go away. And a few days later I realized that it's a lot more small pimples, red pimples along my whole thigh now, basically, so it's been growing. And then next thing you know, it's on my other thigh, and then slowly but surely it's gone to my hips, everywhere, basically going up past my belly button, going towards my chest. And at that point it became very scary. I'm like, okay, that's not good, because I had something similar basically when I was 18 years old, but basically the doctor just gave me a cream, an antifungal cream, put it over it, and after a few days it dried out, you know, and then it was gone. So I'm thinking it's the same thing, so I said, okay, it's probably heat related, it's gonna go away. But no, it was not going away, and then it started hurting. So those red pimples, very ripe red pimples all over my thigh at this point, are starting to hurt and itch. And so at this point I'm thinking, ooh. And at the same time I was wearing, you know, shorts basically that are not soft cotton, so they got irritated because, you know, rubbing against the shorts. So I had about 2 or 3 of them that got cut, and so they became very dark and had a callus over them, so it didn't get better. So at this point I can't even keep my legs together, so I'm walking basically with my legs, you know, spread apart at this point. And that's right around the time that they announced the lockdown. So that happened a week before the lockdown, and so now I'm 7 days in and I realize, okay, this thing is growing. It's looking bad now. It's looking pretty bad. So I'm gonna show you some pictures later after it started healing, but it was very, very, very bad. Yeah, you'll see later. But so at this point I'm thinking, okay, no, so the hospitals have been locked down now for about 7 days exactly. So the Sunday after the lockdown, so we said, man, so we have to actually see a doctor now. I didn't even tell my parents, nothing, because I didn't want them to worry too much. But at this point I'm thinking we should probably tell them because now we probably have to go to the hospital during the pandemic. I mean, there's a lockdown now. The 3 hospitals have been locked down. This is not the time I want to be going to a clinic and going to the hospital. I haven't been to the hospital in I don't know how long. And so we say, okay, so it's bad enough now. You know, I'm starting to see it on my under my eyebrow. My lips have been affected, so it's growing. So I said, okay, no, this is not good. This is not one of those things I can just wait it out, eat healthy, and it's gonna go away fast. So I said, no, I have to figure out what this is. So me and Christina, we get on the bike. Like I said, I had to put some cotton, like my soft cotton, basically pajamas that I sleep with, so I can try to walk without irritating it. So we go to Vinmec, the hospital that my friend told us that's a good international hospital. So we go there. We have insurance, like I said, so I know they would accept that, travel insurance, medical insurance. So we go there. It's not, so Vinmec is closer to us. The pandemic or the hospitals that were on lockdown are more toward in the city, towards the north side of Da Nang. So I know, okay, Vinmec is probably a little further down south. So I figured, okay, it's probably a safer hospital to go to. So we actually went to Vinmec. So we get on the bike. It's about 10 minutes from us. We get there, and it's a nice hospital. I'll show you in the video. So we get there, we park the bike. You know, security, there's like a whole system already because it's a pandemic. So the pharmacy, first of all, we notice it's closed. So we park the bike, the security guard gives us our tickets, he tells us to go this way, there's a line set up. So we go through that line, we go to a little room where the lady, basically everybody's with a mask. She makes us sign a paper and write down my symptoms, what I'm feeling. Basically all the questions were to try to figure out if I'm infected from this pandemic. I'm not gonna say the word again for the video purposes, for YouTube not to, you know, limit this video in any way. So basically those questions were, do you have a fever? Have you had shortness of breath? So both of us have to fill it out, even though we said Christina's just basically with me, but no, we both had to fill it out. They took our temperature, we go inside, we meet just like 3 people. It basically is deserted. There's nobody there at the hospital. There's just 3 people in the front desk, and then so once we finally walk in, we tell them, so basically I pulled up my shirt and showed them my hip, and then the guy looked at me and he said, ooh, but we're sorry, the dermatologist is not working right now because of, you know, COVID-19. So I was like, what? It's the, I mean, yeah, but if I'm sick during this pandemic, where else am I supposed to go? So I'm thinking, okay, so he gives us the address to another place that's basically so Vinmec is just a general hospital. So he gives us the number to another specialized dermatologist office or clinic, which is about 20 minutes away. So we take the address, we ride out, we go to that clinic. We get there, the security won't even come close to us. He's on the other side of the gate, but it's closed, and he tells us no, and then he points at the sign on the door. We look, it says we're closed until further notice because of the pandemic. So at this point, yeah, I mean, you feel almost feeling hopeless. Like, oh yeah, I get it, there's a pandemic, but people are still getting sick. You know, I understand they say, I understand this is just a skin situation, but I was, at that point I had read that, you know, whatever it could be, I didn't know what it was at that point. It could be fungal infection or whatever. But they said if untreated, those things can start to get into your bloodstream and they can be life-threatening. So I'm like, okay, I'm usually very, very chill, and I was the whole time, but I'm like, okay, like I need to see somebody. So we come out of there and we're like, okay, that's not good. So we said, okay, we're gonna go to another hospital, which I didn't want to go to because it's closer to where the affected hospitals were. And you know, you don't know if tomorrow they're gonna announce that that hospital that you were just in had a new case, and then they're gonna come knock at your door to say, hey, you were just there, come back with us. So we really did not want to be going to any hospitals at this point, but we ended up going to Family Hospital, which is another good hospital here. A lot of people recommend. They have people that speak English. They do have a skin section in that hospital, so we go there. We're waiting because, you know, a lot of paperwork for each person to go into that building. So I'm waiting and waiting. So I just wrote on my phone, do you have a dermatologist? And the guy told me no, for the same reason. So I said, oh man, like, but the emergency room is open. So you can go in to the emergency room. For everything else, it seems they didn't have any doctors available because the doctors stayed home because of the situation. So yeah, it was not, at this point, you're really starting to feel like, man, like, I'm feeling bad. It's not just that it looks bad, it's starting to hurt. Really, I couldn't walk. So I was basically, my legs were straight the whole time and spread apart, walking very slow. So we leave that place and we're like, okay, so we're gonna look online, try to figure out what it is. It could be a fungal infection or some kind of bacteria related something. So we said we go to the pharmacy. We try to ask them what's the best, you know, fungal infection itch cream you got. We bought some, and then we go back home. We have conversations with Christina's sister, who's a pharmacist, to try to figure out what's the best option. At that point, I'm reading about the different things I could do, like put baking soda, oatmeal, different things, apple cider vinegar, all those things that you could put on your skin that help with those types of infections. I'm starting to eat healthy. You know, when I say healthy, like juicing, basically not eating any grease, no cheese, no meat, none, very, very clean, to try to cleanse my body. So I'm doing what I can from home, but I know this has gotten past the point where I can wait, because it's at that point, like I said, I started seeing it on my face. So I was very nervous about my face looking like this. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you how it got to this point. But so up to this point, so we get home that night basically with just some creams and a pill from the pharmacy that we just asked the pharmacy what we could use. So at that point, I text my friend. She used to be my neighbor, Ni. Thank you very much, by the way. She said, okay, I'll recommend you to my doctor, my dermatologist. So she gives, me his information. I call, I text. I call, he doesn't pick up at first, and then he texts me, and then I said, hey, I have this skin situation here. It's really important. I need to find a doctor to help me. And he told me, because of the pandemic, he's not seeing any patients right now. Please, if it's urgent, go to the hospital. So that night, that Sunday night, I go to sleep basically thinking, like, am I just gonna sit here and, I don't know, just wait to see what happens? If this thing goes away, and if it doesn't, then it starts to get scary. So I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna go to the hospital and make it seem like an emergency? At this point, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and, I don't know, fake it so they can put me into the emergency room, so somebody can see me. I know it's just a skin thing, and in their mind it's on your skin, you don't have an emergency. But no, it is to me, because you don't know how bad it can get. So yeah, the doctor told me not really the night before, and then the next day I told my friend, okay, I really have no more options right now. Can you please talk to your doctor for me? And so she basically calls and begs on my behalf, and he finally accepted to see me, because he said he was not going to see anybody because of the pandemic. So he was home, and he said, okay, he accepted to see me. So I was like, I don't know how to thank my friend enough for this. And so the doctor decides to see me. I'm going to his place basically the next day, and then he starts to message my friend, and my friend says, well, it seems that he may not want to see anybody right now, based on the way he's talking. And I'm thinking, and then he says to send him pictures. So basically he said send him some pictures, so I take pictures of everything, everywhere that it was affecting, and then I send them to him on the phone through text. So he looks at it, and then he says, oh, okay, I know what it is. And then he sends me a picture that he's prepared basically a whole list of things like body wash mixed with aloe vera, some pills, and some creams to apply to my skin. So he prepared a whole treatment for me, basically based on the pictures. Okay, so he determined that it was contact dermatitis, which is basically something touched your skin that was really irritating to your skin. So it could be a strong detergent, it could be strong soap, it could be a plant, it could be anything that you had a reaction to. So the reason why I told you about the mall that I went shopping is that, my mom always said, when you get new clothes, wash them before you wear them. You don't know what's touched them, you don't know what's on them, so don't put new clothes without washing them. So at that point I'm thinking, oh man, my mom would probably not be happy to hear that, I was trying all those shorts and I wore the bathing short. So I'm thinking maybe that's where it came from. I did try a bunch of, because it started on my thigh. So I'm thinking, what touched my thigh that day? The only thing different was those shorts that I was trying. So I figured it probably was that. So I won't do that again, even though I'm not sure. It could be the laundry detergent, because the soaps here are very strong. Strong enough that actually I have some Vietnamese friends that their fingerprints have disappeared basically. So some soaps are actually very strong, so be careful with that. And a lot of people in the comments have told me also that they've had something similar because of strong chemicals. So up to this point, we still don't know exactly what caused it, but we know what it is. It's contact dermatitis, so something touched my skin. So he agrees, he prepares the medication for me. At that point, I could not go outside. I could not put on shorts. I could not put on any clothes on. So Christina went. Luckily, I had somebody with me. I can't imagine going through this alone. That would be it would be hell. I can't imagine doing this alone. Probably have to go to the emergency room at that point. But Christina basically went, picked up the medication. He had agreed that, he would prepare it, leave it outside for us, and then Christina would leave the money in a plastic Ziploc bag. So that's what we actually ended up doing. Christina got there, brought the money, he gave it to her, she gave him the money, and then came back home. So I started the treatment, and then so after 2 days, every day sending him new pictures of how it's evolving. It was not getting better yet. It was only 2 days in. So it was still spreading. So I'm sending him new pictures of everything that's happening. And then 2 days in, first of all, I could not sleep because it was so painful. The first 3 days, I did not sleep. I remember being on the phone with my parents at 3:30 in the morning, for me, which is only afternoon for them. But I remember I could not sleep because it was hurting so much. And when I say hurting, I did not expect a skin condition to hurt. I expected maybe it's gonna itch, maybe it's gonna be really annoying. But when I say hurting, when I stood up and the blood started flowing down to my legs, you could feel the blood filling my thighs. And it was hurting so much that I could not keep a straight face. All right, I had to teach, and I was in class I was literally like this in the classroom. I had to write to the kids that I'm sorry, I'm in a lot of pain today, and that I didn't want to cancel the class, but I'm in a lot of pain today, and that I'm sorry, but I explained to them what happened. So at that point I go back and I cancel all the slots that I had open for the next week, because I said, okay, I'm not gonna work next week at all. So I closed all my classes, but those were last minute classes that I didn't expect to not be able to teach. So when I found out that I felt better when laying down, I actually ended up teaching the last 3 classes that I had for that week in bed, because there was no way I could sit for even 5 minutes. I could not stay upright for even 5 minutes because it was hurting so much. I could, to this day, this was the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. I've been blessed to not, have a lot of medical issues throughout my life. But to this day, this is the worst pain I've ever felt from a simple skin irritation. And I do not wish it on anybody. When I say it was bad, it was very bad. Like I said, I could not keep a straight face. I did not sleep. I slept 1 hour the first night, and then the next night I don't think I slept more than 30 minutes. And then the next night after that I slept maybe 1 more hour. So I slept maybe 3 hours in 3 days. That's how bad it was. So I've been doing the treatment for 2 days, and so after 3 days of not being able to sleep, I felt a little better. All right, the pain was less. So for some reason that night there was a cream that I was supposed to have put on me, and I did not put it that night. And then I told the doctor about it the next day that I didn't put it that night. And then I made the mistake of asking him about a lot of stuff I was researching online about putting apple cider vinegar. I was telling him basically that I've been doing a lot of research and asking him if this is okay if I do this and this and this. And I guess he didn't take it well. I guess as a doctor he felt like I was not following his instruction, that I wanted to do my own research and try to find my own ways of curing this. And I guess he got really pissed, and he told me to go to the hospital, and he decided not to work with me anymore. So as if this couldn't get any worse, yeah, I've been fired by my doctor at this point. So I told my friend about it. I said, man, he seems to not be happy right now because I didn't put that cream last night. I had done everything else. I had taken the pills. I had done everything except for that cream that I assume was like an anti-itch cream. And when I felt good before going to bed, I don't know, I didn't do it. I didn't decide, okay, I'm not gonna do what he says. But that night I didn't put that cream, and then I told him, oh, last night I didn't put this cream. And then, yeah, it went downhill from there. He decided not to continue with me anymore. And then so I went one day thinking, okay, I messed up, but I guess I'm gonna just finish all the creams that he's given me, and then I will go to the hospital that he told me to go to, because he said, oh, you can go to this hospital, they have people there, they're open, so go there and they'll take care of you. So I was like, okay, so I'll just finish this medication and then I'll have to go to that hospital, I guess, unfortunately. But the next day, I guess he felt bad. So I told him, I tried to apologize and say, okay, like, I'm sorry, I did everything else, it was just that one cream that I didn't apply. Please, like, I have no other options right now. So he decided the next day, I guess at this point he thinks, okay, like that's it. So the next day he actually texts my friend. My friend says, hey, the doctor's asking how you feeling today. So I said, well, better. And then she says that he asked if you can send him some pictures. So I said, man, like, thank God, whatever went or touched him, I was so thankful at that point, because I was once again having that hopeless feeling that, man, like, what else am I gonna do now? So I sent him the pictures, and slowly but surely he actually told me, okay, so I've prepared this new bundle basically of medication for you, so come pick them up. So Christina again goes and picks them up. She brings them the cash, we pick it up, and then so going forward, We kept going and I never missed one dose again. I made sure I did everything he said correctly. So to this day, so now I'm a little better. So what happened was my whole skin was full of red pimples everywhere. It was getting to my face. And so at the end, when they start to dry, they get very dark and then they get dry and then your skin starts to come off. So as you'll see, I'll put a picture of my thigh. So once it's started drying and the skin basically is coming off like a snake is changing skin. Basically all my skin, the bed every day, basically it was wiping it and taking the sheets out and basically sweeping the floor because my skin was coming off on a daily basis. So once it started coming off, the new skin under there was so nice. It's like baby skin, but it was so much lighter than the rest of my body. I'll put a picture right there. You'll see basically my new skin is basically light, and the rest of the dark skin, basically the rest of the skin that I had from before, is about to come off. But the area that was the most affected, that has started to heal, you'll see looks a lot smoother, so soft and so smooth and a lot lighter. So actually my skin tone is a lot lighter right now than it was before because I was playing in the sun so much. But yeah, once it starts drying, the last parts that were affected were my legs, my feet, and my hands. Alright, so it started in my thigh, went to my belly, my chest, almost started affecting my face, but the medication I guess kicked in on time, so it didn't really affect my face. But the last parts right now that are affected are my hands. You'll see, I'll put a picture of what it looked like before it started drying, but now this is what it looks like. So you'll see if it's clear, this is now very smooth. This is the new skin, but this is the old skin basically peeling off. So you'll see old skin peeling off and more or less new skin. So imagine this on my whole body. Like I said, it looked very bad. A lot of the pictures I'm not gonna show, but it was bad. It was bad. So basically it took about 10 days until I started to feel better and had no pain. Now from time to time I get some itch here and there. I had to drink. I was very dehydrated. And when I say very dehydrated, when I was standing up, when I moved, I could feel my skin basically like itching everywhere because the skin was so dry. And I don't know if it was some of the medication or one of the creams. There was this blue cream that I had to apply that somebody said that cream actually does basically dry your skin. So that cream, I'll show you. I look like the character from Avatar. But basically every night, every afternoon I had to put this blue cream on me, and that thing was so messy. The shower to this day is full of, is blue, because every time I shower, that cream was on the bed, so I was sleeping on towels. You have no idea. I'm so thankful for Christina because she had to apply the creams on me every day. I could imagine she probably was very tired cooking, applying cream on me. And we're under lockdown. It's not like it was during normal times. We're under lockdown, so she had to cook and also take care of me at the same time. So thank you, Christina, again. Now I'm better. I don't have much pain, like I said. I just have some itch here and there sometimes, but now I'm just waiting for my hands to clear up and my knees and my feet. So basically the whole bottom of my feet. So I still can't put on shoes yet because the bottom of my feet, like the thick skin under your feet, is now detaching. I'm sorry if it's too much information, but if you want to know what happened to me, I'm just telling you the story. So basically the thick skin under my feet is basically detaching. So every day I'm with a nail clipper just cutting the pieces that are coming off. So yeah, I'm basically a changed, new skinned man right now in some places. And yeah, now I'm better. Now I'm shooting this video, but there was no way I could shoot a video a week ago because I was in so much pain. Like I said, I do not wish this on anyone. It seemed like a small thing because it was just a skin irritation, but man, was it painful. So I'm back. Oh, so also, if you want an update, the lockdown has been extended. So 2 weeks ago we had a 2-week lockdown. As predicted, it got extended 2 more weeks. So basically, at this point, we're into a 1-month lockdown. So today makes it about 3 weeks into the full 1-month lockdown. I would not be surprised if it's still extended again, because we still have some cases. It has gone down, but we still have some new cases every day. So for probably the next 2-3 weeks, I expect to still be inside and locked down. So this could not have happened at the better time, because I can't imagine how bad it would have felt if my friends are out surfing and having fun, and I'm stuck at home for basically 6 weeks. So we actually went into lockdown the same week that I got sick. So I was in bed basically while we had nothing else to do but stay in the apartment. So that was the perfect timing for me. As bad as it was, there was a positive out of it. It forced me to stay home and not go out for any reason. So at least I knew I wasn't getting exposed. So, but yeah. So now let's get into the health care and how I was able to pay for my treatment. So I know many people who travel, probably most people that I know here who are travelers are not insured. They don't have health insurance because they think it's so expensive. But I use a company called Safety Wing. The prices for travel insurance, for medical travel insurance, so the Nomad insurance from Safety Wing actually has, and I'm gonna put a link down in the description. So if you want to check them out, click the link in the description. But I use Safety Wing, and it's only $40. All right, $40 a month for travel health insurance, and you get, I believe, check it out for details. I don't want to tell you any deductible or any details that are not accurate, so check it out. But it's only $40 a month, like I said. All right, so anybody can afford $40 a month to actually get covered if anything happens to you. So not only this Nomad insurance, you get your medical insurance, you also get travel insurance. So while you're abroad, you can actually get covered if your flight gets delayed, if you lose your baggage, your luggage, whatever happens, you get travel insurance and you get medical insurance. So, and it's probably the easiest way to make a claim is so easy, because basically you get a card with a number like any regular medical card. You can go to a hospital that accepts insurance and you can present that card, or if you have to pay in cash, because when you're traveling, they do not, that's one great thing about them, they do not require that you go to any specific hospital, and they're great with claims. You can actually just end up paying for it in cash. All you have to do is keep a receipt, go on the website, make a claim, show the receipt, and then they'll take care of you. Like I said, they take care of emergency dental issues. So if you have a lot of pain and you have your wisdom teeth that you need to remove, they'll cover that. I mean, I'm saying because Christina just had to remove her. So I'm saying because we asked them and they said yes, like if you're in pain and you need to, yes, they'll cover it. So the process is so simple. You don't have to think about anything like, oh, does this hospital support this, whatever. Like, you can go and pay for anything. And I know the reason why a lot of people don't get insurance is because it's so cheap actually to pay for your own stuff. Like, I know somebody said that they actually had surgery, put to sleep and everything, get sedated, and the bill was only like $500. So I know it's not expensive, but for only $40, if something bad happens and you even need to be transported back to your home country, they will cover you. And also, they will cover you if you are infected by this pandemic. So if you sign up now, they will actually cover you if you've been infected by this pandemic. So how much did it cost me to actually pay for all that stuff out of pocket? It cost me $112 for basically every week he gave me new, so like I said, I've been under this treatment for 3 weeks now. I just finished it this week. I don't have any more. Now I'm just putting moisturizing cream on me. But it was $112 for the treatment for 3 weeks, which is not that bad if you ask me, if you consider the prices in your home country probably. So $112. Now all I have to do is show the receipt to Safety Wing. I'm gonna file a claim and then it'll be taken care of. It's that simple. So in a few days, basically, they'll refund you your money. So I highly recommend them. Definitely check them out. And also, they have many different plans. So you can get the travel nomad insurance. You can even get insurance that will cover you while you are in your home country. So the travel insurance only covers you mostly when you're traveling, and they give you like 15 days in your home country. So it's not for your home country, but they do have another option which you can get if you want to be covered in your home country and when you travel. So you can check it out there too. And they even have plans for people who have a company. So if you have a virtual company and you have employees all over the world, you can actually get a plan with them also. You just say how many employees you have. So they have many different plans: travel, regular insurance if you're in your home country, and for companies. So definitely check them out. Like I said, click the link below. So if you're a traveler, there's really no more reasons for you not to be covered at this point, because like I said, it's only $40 a month to be covered for anything. You get into a motorbike accident, whatever happens to you, you need to remove your wisdom teeth, they will cover you. So while we're on the topic of talking about prices, if you want to check out the cost of living here in Da Nang, Vietnam, check out this video that I did. And until next time, create a life worth living.